Are you out of effect ideas for your video edits? Well, then you clicked on just the right video. Because in this tutorial, I'll be giving you guys a couple effect ideas for your next music videos, and I'll be going through every effect step by step. But real quick before we get into it, I just want to let you guys know that I got my own editing pack with over 55 different drag and drop assets inside of one pack. And these are all the ones that I use for all of my music videos. So if you're interested, I'll leave it linked in the description, but let's get right into it. So I got my first clip right here. And I got the music in the background as well because we will be needing that for this effect. And the first thing that I'll be doing to this clip is selecting my top layer without the music. And I'll head right up to tracker right here. And if you can't find tracker, you just gotta press under window and go to tracker, and then you should find it. And I'll press track camera, and then I'll actually head down to advanced and select detail analysis. That way I'll just have a lot more to work with and get a better tracking as well. And now that I tracked my camera, you can see that we got these small dots over here throughout the whole frame. And you can tell that they're pretty small right now. So I just gotta turn up the track point size to something like this. And then I'll go through the clip, because you can tell that some of them disappear throughout the clip and you don't want that. So I'll be going through the clip and find one that's in the frame all throughout the video, like this one. And then I'll right click on that one and press create solid and a camera. And now you can tell we got two new layers. We got the solid plus the camera. And now I'll be pre-composing the solid. So press pre-compose and then press leave all attributes and then the name of your composition. And now if I open this up, you can tell that it's really, really small, which is why we couldn't see our solid in here. So now I'll be pressing right here and go to project. And in my project settings, I'll be selecting this track solid and I'll open up the composition settings. You can tell right now it's 20 by 20 pixels, so it's really small. And I'll be turning up the width to 1920 times 1080 because that's the size of my project. And if I open it up, you can tell that it's a lot bigger. So I'll actually remove this solid because we don't need it, and I'll create a new one. And then I'll head out of this pre-comp. You can tell we got this black solid right here. So I'll actually just size it up a little bit before we start adding the effects on. And if I play through right now, you'll see that it's like, you can tell that it's tracked onto the scene, like it doesn't move. It just zooms out with the camera. And I'll be adding on an audio spectrum effect. You can either add on the audio spectrum or the audio waveform, but I'll be going for the spectrum because I like that one better. And then I'll head up to the audio layer and I'll select the layer with the audio. So the bottom one, you can actually name them like audio if you'd like to, and this one like just background or something like that. You can tell right now we got this audio spectrum right here, but if I play it through, it's just really small and way too subtle. So I'll be turning up the maximum height like this. You can also change the color. I'll go for something like this green because this scene is pretty green, so I think that will match really well. And it's still pretty thin and it's really big here in the beginning. You can tell that the start frequency right here is way too big. So to get rid of this, I just gotta turn up the start frequency like this. You can also turn up the frequency bands if you want it to be like tighter like this. So I'll keep it around 350 and also turn up the maximum height. And now if I play through with the song, it will look like this, which is cool. It will look even better when we add some effects on and mess with the position. Now what I'll be doing is messing with the scale, because you can tell it's pretty small and it's in an awkward position right now. So I'll be sizing it up and moving it like over here. And then mess with the rotation. So just press R and then mess with the Y rotation. Something like this. And then I can actually size it down a little bit because I don't want it to be out of frame. And I kind of want my colors to pop a little bit more. So maybe I'll go for something like a cyan. If I play through right now, we'll see what it looks like. And actually I can move it up like this and then size it up. That way it will be like a little bit out of frame in the beginning, and then it will come in the frame as the scene plays through, as you can see. I think that looks a little bit better. So now I'll be adding on some effects like a blur and some glow. So I'll start off with a deep glow, one of my favorite ones. If you have optical glow or like sapphire glow, you can go with them. This is just what I prefer. So I'll be turning down the exposure. Let's do 0.4 and turn up the radius. Let's do around 400. And also turn up the threshold just a little bit. Let's do 65. And now I got this going on. You can tell right here at the maximum frequencies, it doesn't look good. You can see like the end of the glow right there. So to get rid of this, so I'll just turn down the maximum height. That way it doesn't mess up too much. So you can just mess with these settings. And it still doesn't look too good right there. What you can do is go to your deep glow settings and then just mess with the aspect ratio a little bit, as well as the threshold. So now you can tell it looks a little bit better. Now I'll be adding on a drop shadow, just to give this effect a little bit more depth. And I'll keep it really subtle, so turn up the shadow blur. Like that, and then we can turn down the opacity of the shadow also to like 0.3. Now the last effect that I'll be adding onto this is a camera lens blur. So with this audio spectrum, I'll just turn it up to 7 and keyframe it. And then I'll go like a few frames in when the clip has zoomed out a little bit, and I'll just turn it down to 0. And that's basically it. I'll show you guys what it looks like. Let's jump right into the next one. And the next scene that I got is this one. And basically what I'll be doing is I'll be matching the song with the lyrics on the screen, but I'll be doing it in a different way. The first one I saw do this effect was Invalid, a huge shout out to him. And basically to create this effect, what I'll be doing is I'll basically just search up nachos and then maybe like lyrics. So we got a song right here named Nachos. Now all I'll do is press Ctrl F and then search up nachos, and it will tell me like every part of the song where it says nachos. Now what I'll do is press the Windows button, Shift and S to take a screenshot of this, and then I'll just do like that. And then now I'll open up the Paint app and just paste the screenshot in here. And then save this file, and then keep doing the same thing for a couple of times till you're happy with what you got. But yeah, and I'll be importing all of these pictures into my pre-comp. Now what I'll do is I'll actually pre-comp all of those into one composition. So I'll press Q on my keyboard, get the rectangle tool and mask it out like this. And I'll put it to the center and then create a new solid, a white one, so we can have a background. And I'll press Y on my keyboard, move the anchor point up to the middle, and then just size it up. And put the nachos text to the middle of my screen, and then create a new adjustment layer. And to this adjustment layer, I'll add on a Gaussian blur and turn it up a lot. Let's do 27, and then I'll be masking out the text that says nachos. Now you can tell that the text is blurred out, which is not what we want. We actually want the opposite. So I'll be pressing M on my keyboard and pressing invert on my mask, and I'll keep it like this. And now I've just done the exact same thing a couple times. Now if I play through, we should have something decent. I really feel that we do. It looks good. And I'll be adding some effects on to spice this up a little bit. So I'll go out of my pre-comp into the main comp. So now what I'll do is actually add a flash in between here. So I'll create a new solid, and I'll just go with a white one, and I'll keep it like 4 frames long. It's a radial blur. You can either go with the spin like this, but try to keep it low, or you can go with the zoom. Both of them look good, but I'll go with the spin and just keep it like 7. And if I play through right now, it looks like this. Cheese. And this is the final effect that I'll be going through. And the first thing that I'll be doing is selecting my layer, and then select this rotor brush tool and start masking out my subject. I won't go through my rotoscoping step by step, because that's pretty self-explanatory. Don't know how to rotoscope, go search up another tutorial, because that's way too simple for this tutorial. After masking out my subject, what I'll do is add on a refined soft matte effect. This is just to make my edges a little bit less rough and make them a little bit more smooth. So I'll turn down the additional edge radius and turn up the feather a little bit like this, and then turn down the shift edge. And I'm pretty happy with how it looks. I'll duplicate this layer and remove all of the effects from the background layer. And let's name this background. And let's name this one artist. And I'll be dragging on this overlay and add it to the background like this. And then I'll be changing the viewing mode. I feel like screen and add is a little bit too boring because it's way too flat. So I'll do like overlay and keep it like this. I'll probably leave this link to the description if I don't forget to do that. I can tell we got a cool looking effect. Then I'll be creating an adjustment layer and put it just under my subject. And now to spice this up, I'll be using the pack that I told you guys about in the intro, my new Ultimate VFX kit. I don't know which one of these effects I want to go with. I got so many different ones in here and so many ones that works on backgrounds. So I'll probably try out this OPF Flicker 2. Just drag it onto the adjustment layer. Just by adding this preset on, I got this. And it's a cool effect. I'm pretty happy with this. I'll actually share the effects with you guys. I won't gatekeep it this time. So I'll open up my effects controls, and the first effect that I added on is a sapphire hotspot as well as a sapphire flicker. I just keyframed all of these throughout the scene. And then I added a glow, a normal glow like the stock one, as well as a distort chrome effect and an add grain effect. And I'll actually spice this up with a flow motion, just to have something a little bit extra in the background. So I'll move this effect up top, like above all of the other effects. Now you can see we got this going on. It's like dragging in the background. So I'll keyframe it throughout the scene, have it go from 70, and here at the end, I'll turn it down to 0. And now the final step to spice this up is by adding a new adjustment layer on top of all of these layers. This time I'll open up my Ultimate Shake Pack, and I'll probably use one of these Trippy ones. So I'll do like Trippy optics and just drag it onto the adjustment layer. And this time I gotta gatekeep these effects. So if you guys want this shake pack with 20 plus presets, a lot of Trippy shakes, but also some simple ones, I'll leave a link to the description. So if you want to support me as a creator, go check it out. And now it looks like this, which I'm pretty happy with. And that's pretty much it. If you guys enjoyed, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. And go and check out all of my presets and assets linked in the description. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.